For the first time in the history of the project, an angel will ask the psychics for help. Who imprisoned the angel in the human world? Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover a horrifying murder that shook the entire nation. Welcome to Psychic Investigations, a project of exclusively true and astonishing stories. People who call themselves clairvoyants investigate intricate criminal cases and mysterious paranormal anomalies. This is Anna Vovkovich, an ordinary young woman from Western Ukraine. She has a wonderful family of a husband and 2 sons, but she is convinced that the ghost of her father lives with them in their home and is trying to drive her out of this world.
I saw a shadow. I started screaming. I didn't know what it was. My husband and kids were home, but I was afraid to get out of bed.
The phantom seemed to pass through the wall and go outside. As the only person to have seen it, Anna thought she was losing her mind. However, when she reviewed the surveillance camera recordings, she was simply astonished.
Here are the videos. This camera captured a gray spot. It looks like someone walking, and it's apparently not a human being.
And the following night, Anna had a nightmare.
I saw myself in a coffin. In that room, in the place where my father died, and where he was laid out for the wake, everything looked almost the same.
Anna is convinced that in that horrifying dream, her father showed her what awaited her in the near future.
I woke up in a cold sweat.
In the evening of the day after the ghost appeared, Anna had an awful car accident. All she can remember is the headlights of the oncoming car and a massive impact.
I was 7 months pregnant at that time. I hit my stomach on the steering wheel.
Anna was driving. We were carried for 20 meters before she turned the wheel, and we were thrown to the side.
There was a ditch there. I just flew over it.
An ambulance took Anna from the scene of the accident. She was in critical condition. The medical team performed a miracle to save her and her baby. But just a few days later, Anna saw the ghost of her late father again. After that encounter, she was almost electrocuted as she plugged in a brand new electric kettle.
I plugged it in, and I remember being thrown back. I looked at my hand and saw it was burned completely.
The young mother is convinced that her late father is trying to kill her from the other side, because he abused her during his life.
We had intense arguments. I cleaned, cooked, and did my best. But he would just explode over everything I did and beat me.
He beat her badly, to the point of blood. He broke her nose, and she had severe bruises.
Anna is from a middle-class family. To support the family, her mother often went abroad to work, like most women in this area. She left Anna in the care of her father.
I always dreamed of leaving one day and never speaking to him again. Never.
But when her father was diagnosed with cancer, Anna cared for him until the very end. And even on the deathbed, the man continued to insult Anna.
His aggression was so intense that sometimes I just couldn't understand it.
But after her father's death, Anna fears him even more. When he was dying in the hospital, he asked the nurses to convey terrible words to his daughter. He said that she had to leave this world.
I can't explain why he would say that.
Desperate, Anna asked the psychics to help her stop her father's ghost.
I really want and desperately ask the psychics to help me.
Our project's most powerful experts, Zhanna Shulakova and Khayal Alekperov, will look into the case.
My djinns are telling me today Anna will show us murdered children.
Her children?
I don't know.
What murdered children is the psychic talking about? Could it be a terrible prediction of the future?
Wait. She claims her father is trying to take her life. Perhaps he also wants to take and her children. But why? I'm completely confused. The cards say that we can avoid 2 deaths when I see a boy with a cross on his heart.
Anna has 2 children, right? Maybe it's about them. But who is the boy with a cross on his heart?
Strangely, just as the psychics mentioned the mysterious boy, Khayal Alekperov noticed the sunlight from the window.
Zhanna, don't move. I see the image of a woman.
Is it a spirit?
I don't know. She glows like an angel.
That can't be. Angels only come into this world to save those they protect. Could that be Anna's guardian angel?
I don't know. But she's saying something. You won't save the life while the woman looks into the window.
What woman?
The spirit says to me, you will see her when the words ignite.
Anna greets the psychics alone. At their request, her husband took their children to the family friends.
Hello.
Come in.
Hold the cards, please. So strange. The card of jealousy. It was because of this feeling that your father took his anger out on you.
What? What is that supposed to mean?
Your father was jealous not of you, but of your mother.
Yes, my father was jealous of Mom.
Did your mother cheat on him?
No.
At that moment, the cards showed me that his jealousy was baseless. Anna's mother was a beautiful woman who was often the center of attention, and of course, she received compliments. This drove her husband mad. But what does this have to do with Anna?
My jinns are telling me that your father seemed to have tied your mother to himself. She was afraid to take even a single step without his permission.
Yes.
I'm having a terrible vision. He beats his wife right in front of a small child. In front of your eyes, Anna.
Yes. He would beat Mom badly. It all happened spontaneously, like something inside him snapped. Even though I was a little girl, I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Anna says that because of her father's jealousy, her mother didn't even dare to get a job. At the same time, the man earned too little to cater to all the needs of his family, which, besides Anna, also included 2 elder sons.
They often argued because of that, and besides, he drank heavily.
My jinns say that at some point your mother couldn't take it anymore and left.
She went to Italy.
Anna's mother sent money to the family every month. She left her sons and daughter in the care of her mother. The grandmother lived with her son-in-law and grandchildren until the children grew up. The mother rarely visited home.
She always tried to make sure we had everything we needed.
He took his anger out on you because you looked so much like her.
Yes. He saw Mom in me. After Mom left, he took his anger out on me. He would even say, "You're just like her." He was very aggressive.
When I ask my book why your life is in danger, it says that the reason is some dead woman who is related to you by blood.
I don't understand.
My book told me that the deceased woman was bound to the world of the living. She couldn't leave. And it seemed that Anna's father was talking about her when he said, "She has to go to leave this world." The man must have seen her spirit before he died.
She visited him before his death.
Yes.
Anna recalls that shortly before his death, her father indeed behaved strangely, as if he was talking to a ghost. But back then, Anna attributed everything to his condition.
He would wake up screaming in the middle of the night. I often noticed that after he fell asleep, he would start talking to someone. Who was he talking to?
I tuned in and thought, who is the dead woman? Why can't she leave this world? But at that same moment, I saw a strange silhouette walking from the gate to the front door of the house.
It opened by itself. I'm terrified.
Oh God.
The gate opened, the flower pot fell, and the door opened by itself. Chills ran down my spine. I didn't know what was going on.
At that moment, I saw the woman again. The same one I'd seen earlier that day.
Is it a spirit?
She glows like an angel. Said she needed to be Anna's guardian angel, but she couldn't. If only I had known it was connected with one of the bloodiest homicides in Ukraine's history.
Do you mean you see the woman who wants to become a guardian angel for Anna?
Yes, but for some reason, she can't. My book said Anna should have 2 guardian angels, but I only saw one behind her. The second angel was supposed to be the woman whose spirit appeared to us. But she can't fulfill her mission for some reason. Could this be one of your relatives? Often, higher powers endow the souls of deceased people who are worthy of becoming angels, with the mission to protect their loved ones.
Can you describe this woman?
She's young and looks very much like you, and she says her name is also Anna.
Grandma?
Your father's mother?
Yes.
She's holding her hands like this. And doing it, she's lying under a stone slab.
Yes, a slab killed Grandma. She was working on a construction site and a slab killed her. She was young. My father and his brother were little when the slab killed her.
I've never seen anything like this in my entire practice. Why can't Anna's grandmother become an angel? We needed to find out.
She's attached to something, to a place she can't leave no matter what she does.
Exactly. She says she also has very little time now. At that moment, I realized that Anna's father had seen and spoken to his mother's spirit before his death.
But why can't Anna's long-gone grandmother become an angel? And most importantly, how to help her? The psychics decided to tune in to the energy of the house.
What did you see there?
A shadow.
At that moment, I saw a man's silhouette in the mirror. And Anna also saw him.
Quiet, quiet. Get some water for Anna.
I saw the shadow of my late father. He was watching me from the mirror.
I couldn't understand why the spirit of Anna's father had come at this particular moment. Are you feeling better? Anna's father comes to this house because he feels guilty. Only after his death did he realize how much he had wronged his daughter.
He's asking you for forgiveness and wishes to protect you. That's why he appears when you're in danger.
Anna's life was in danger. Living without the protection of one of your guardian angels is like finding yourself in a room full of viruses when you have no immunity. The end could be rapid.
I'll put a protective spell on this bracelet. It will protect you while we investigate. We still had to find out why Anna's grandmother, who was supposed to be her guardian angel, was still bound to this world.
To find out, the psychics went to the place where Anna's grandmother died.
Zhanna, what are you looking at all the time?
I saw the spirit of a little boy looking out the window at me. He gestured for me to come up. I felt that it was definitely connected to our investigation. I'll leave you for a while.
I'll work here. Call me if you need me.
I decided to read the cards to understand how the boy was connected to Anna's story. The cards said that the spirit of Anna's grandmother couldn't pass on to the other side because of him. The dead woman. She seems to be bound to this place.
Meanwhile, Khayal Alekperov sensed the spirit of Anna's grandmother.
She says, "I have to help the boy, and only then will I be able to protect you."
Is that my son?
No, it's not your son. Your grandmother's spirit says that the boy is locked in something like a room and cannot get out. He's like a prisoner. And your grandmother is the one who must help him. This is the mission that was given to her by the higher powers. Only after this will she be given her wings.
This is incredible. Is the boy that Zhanna Shulakova sensed the one that Anna's grandmother's spirit has to help?
It was no coincidence that the boy's spirit was sitting right by the window, and it was no coincidence that it was from there that he called me. Some woman was holding him there. God, it's somewhere here. Hello. My name is Zhanna.
I was shocked. I just couldn't grasp what was going on.
This is Elena, the owner of the apartment. A young mother, she and her family have lived here for over 5 years. She says that things are constantly happening in her house that simply make her hair stand on end. Someone otherworldly never takes their eyes off her, and sometimes she sees the ghost of a little boy.
I often feel that someone else is walking around. Sometimes shadows move. It feels like someone is just watching you.
Elena has called a priest here several times, but it didn't help. Nor can she sell the apartment. Whenever potential buyers step inside, they refuse to buy without even explaining the reasons. But what exactly is going on here?
Can I go inside to take a look? I sense dead people here. You shouldn't spend here a long time, let alone live. My God. When you sleep, you're like dead. Have you seen yourself dead?
More than once. Just 2 weeks ago, I had the most recent dream in which I was stabbed 3 times during the night. I felt like I was dying.
It was no coincidence that the owner of the apartment was shown this dream with the murder. But at that time, I had no idea what it all meant, and how this whole story was connected with Anna and her guardian angel. I don't sense that anyone in the apartment was engaged in magic or occult rituals. But the cards said that someone had imprisoned the spirit of a dead boy here, and he's desperately trying to get out of the apartment. But who is the boy, and how is this possible?
What is really going on in this apartment? Why is the spirit of a little boy attached to it? And how is Anna's grandmother connected with this?
Your grandmother's spirit says that she can't leave the boy, but I don't understand what exactly connects her with him. Are you sure you don't know who this boy is? Have children ever died in your family?
I have no clue who it could be.
I didn't understand anything at all. To figure out what to do next, I decided to perform a ritual. As soon as I started, a woman approached me.
This woman had been watching the work of the Azerbaijani clairvoyant for a long time because she had her own question for him. 20 years ago, her 8-year-old son was murdered here, and she still doesn't know how and why it happened.
Hello. My name is Tatiana. My sister lived here in this building, and I left my son to spend the night at hers. And my son died here. He was stabbed. I wish to know the truth. What happened here, and how did it happen? Why? For what? I don't know anything.
Wait, you are the woman that the spirit of Anna's grandmother was talking about. You came when I was performing the ritual. I have to find a woman, and I will only see her when the words ignite. My jinns told me that the dead boy would lead us to the truth. So there is a direct connection between the tragic death of this boy and the things that are happening to Anna. But what is it? I have a picture in front of my eyes. I see a fair-haired boy of about 8 years old. He's smiling. Then I see a knife in his heart. Is this your son?
Yes, Yura.
Tetiana says that her son died because he was stabbed in the heart. The boy's body was found in her sister's apartment.
My book says that someone was punished for the murder.
They're in jail, but did they really do it? And if they did, then why?
Tetiana told us that 2 young workers who were renovating the apartment next door were detained and found guilty of the brutal murder. However, she does not understand, if it was really them, why they took the boy's life so cruelly.
They were renovating the next-door apartment.
At the trial, the mother asked the young men only one thing: why did they kill her little son? However, the culprits denied their guilt. All these years, Tetiana has lived with the thought that her son's real murderer may actually be free.
At that moment, Anna felt ill. And by a strange coincidence, it was just when I realized that there was a connection between her and the murder of the little boy.
Bring water, please. I'm trembling all over.
In the next episode, the outcome of the investigation will shock everyone. Love between the worlds of the living and the dead.
A woman held him, and she's not from the world of the dead. She's alive.
The unbelievable investigation goes on. For the first time in the history of the project, an angel asked the psychics for help. The clairvoyants will uncover a gruesome murder that shocked the entire nation. In the previous episode, a young mother from Ukraine, Anna Vovkovich, asked the psychics for help. She's living under the constant threat of death. The psychics found out that all this is happening to her because she lives without the protection of one of her guardian angels. Anna was supposed to be protected by the love of her late grandmother, also Anna, who for some reason cannot fulfill her mission.
Something's holding her here. She's bound to this place.
Anna's grandmother worked at a construction site and died as a result of an accident. A concrete slab killed her. When the psychics Zhanna Shulakova and Khayal Alekperov arrived at the scene of the woman's death, Zhanna Shulakova saw a dead boy in the window of a residential building.
I saw the spirit of a little boy looking out the window at me. He gestured for me to come up. Can I go inside to take a look?
It turned out that the owner of the apartment is also suffering from the influence of otherworldly forces. Elena is on maternity leave. She spends most of her time at home, where she constantly sees the ghost of some little boy.
He won't leave.
It's unbelievable, but at the same time, Khayal Alekperov, who is working at the scene of Anna's grandmother's death, also starts talking about the dead boy.
Because of the little boy, the spirit of your grandmother can't become your guardian angel. But I don't understand what exactly connects her and the boy.
Suddenly, a woman approached the psychic. Her name is Tetiana, and her 8-year-old son, Yura, was brutally murdered in this building.
He was stabbed here.
As soon as the mother started talking about the murder of her son, Anna felt ill for no apparent reason.
Bring water, please.
Anna, are you any better? Can we proceed?
Yes.
The spirit of your grandmother says that not only your life is in danger, but also the life of a boy. He's fair-haired and looks to be about 5 years old. His name is Roman.
That's my grandson.
It turned out that apart from the son, Tetiana also has an elder daughter, Christina. 6 years ago, she gave birth to a son, Roman.
Your grandson is in mortal danger, and you also feel it.
It turned out that the woman has been having nightmares of little Roman falling into a grave. And a few days ago, when the boy was playing inside, a snake almost bit him. The boy's grandfather saved him.
He says, "Thank God I saw that snake."
The family still does not understand how a steppe viper ended up in the building, in the very center of a city.
I need to talk to my colleague. She just went that way. Wait. Was your son killed in one of the apartments in this section of the building?
Yes.
I've got to work there.
Tetiana brings the Azerbaijani clairvoyant to the apartment 81. This is where Zhanna Shulakova entered minutes ago.
Zhanna, this woman's name is Tetiana. She says that her little son was brutally murdered in this apartment.
My God.
Elena is simply stunned by what she heard. After all, she couldn't even imagine what happened in the apartment that she bought a few years ago.
I was shocked.
So, was it your son who brought me here?
Yes. He was stabbed in the heart.
Elena says that she has dreams in which she's killed with a knife.
I had a dream in which I was stabbed 3 times during the night.
The murdered boy's spirit tried to reach at least someone through a dream, to tell about his murder and the secret that won't let him go to the other world. I decided to tune in to the day of the murder, to understand what keeps the boy's spirit at the place of his death. Wait. He's wearing a shirt. A white shirt with a floral pattern.
My son.
I hear murmuring of voices and see him hiding. He's squatting behind the curtain like this.
He tried to hide.
He thought they wouldn't find him.
Tetiana still remembers finding the body of her little son in her sister's apartment. The mother left little Yura to spend the night at his aunt's, but when she came for him the next day, she saw him dead by the window, covered with a blanket.
He lay on the cot, covered completely. That's how he was lying there, poor soul. We called the police. I don't remember what was next. They took me away.
I was 5 years old. I couldn't imagine that someone could stab my brother.
There's a very young woman here. God, she's disfigured beyond recognition.
My sister, Lesa.
This is horrendous. It turns out that not only Tetiana's son was murdered, but also her only sister.
Lesia was covered with the couch like this with its back. I raised it and 21 stab wounds.
At that moment, I saw a baby crib, and in it was the bloodied body of a little girl. She's a little over a year old, and she has 3 stab wounds on her chest. A toddler.
My sister's daughter was in her crib. She was a year and 6 months old. Olya had 3 stab wounds. My Yura only one right into the heart.
There's a body over there.
Her husband, Slava.
A young couple and 2 little children were murdered in this apartment.
I just sat there stupefied and stared. 4 coffins. Here is my cousin. And there are my brother, my aunt, and my uncle.
It's a nightmare.
My God, I can't.
The clairvoyant faints in front of everyone.
She let everything she saw pass through her.
I can't be here anymore.
Let's go outside, into the fresh air.
I'm so sick.
Somebody call an ambulance. Zhanna, hold on.
The ambulance arrived in 10 minutes. And at the same moment, Anna also felt ill.
I feel trembling and I think I'm about to faint.
Come back to us. You hear me? She's just numb.
Call the doctor.
Zhanna Shulakova and Anna are taken to the ambulance. The investigation is on the verge of collapse.
Zhanna gave Anna her protective bracelet. But even that didn't help her.
The doctors provided the necessary aid to Anna and Zhanna Shulakova, and an hour later the clairvoyant decides to continue the investigation.
Zhanna, we need to go back to the apartment. but I believe it's dangerous for Anna and Alina to stay there. Besides, I can only tune into the boy through Tetiana's energy. Alina, could we do it?
Yes.
Then let's go.
It's strange, but when I tune into this murder, I don't hear a single word except for the baby's cry. How can that be?
They were deaf-mute.
And all of them?
Olya, their daughter, could hear.
Even though Slava and Lesia had been deaf since childhood, little Olya was not hearing impaired.
My sister was deaf-mute. She wasn't born that way. Her eardrum got ruptured when she had an ear infection.
By a strange coincidence, Tetiana's little son was also born deaf, despite she and her husband having perfect hearing.
He had 4th-degree deafness, but they gave us a device. He could hear a little with the device.
A silent scream still echoes within the walls of this home. None of the victims could even call for help.
The boy. He shouldn't have been here. He died only because he happened to be here.
Tetiana still blames herself for leaving her son with her sister that day.
He came home from school with a cough and feeling sick. So I took him to see the doctor. We arrived in the city to see our local doctor. She listened to him and said that it was bronchitis and recommended putting him in the hospital. I wish I had done as she said, but I refused.
The woman says that if she had listened to the doctors then and put her son in the hospital, she could have saved him.
Instead, we went to visit my sister Slava and Olya. Lesia loved Yura very much, so she said, "He's sick, so let him stay with me. I'll give him the medicine. Why would you take him back to the village?"
If only Tetiana had known that her decision would take her son away from her forever.
He really wanted to stay here. It still hurts me that... Why did I leave him here? Just why?
Now I see that evening, 2 young men. They enter the apartment. The door is willingly opened in front of them, and then the blade of a knife flashes. The husband was murdered first.
Look, it's the trial. Those who did it are punished. I see them take some jewelry.
Yes.
After the investigation, our project's detective, Katerina Malachenko, found the case materials, and what they read is simply stunning.
Hearing the crying of the 1.5-year-old toddler, who lay in the crib in the middle of the room. The culprit saw gold earrings in her ears and decided to kill her and take possession of them.
But I sense that for the murderers, the baby girl's earrings were too small a gain. So they took everything they could from the apartment.
Immediately after the murder of the baby, a gold ring with a gem, the gold wedding ring from the hand of the woman's corpse, a gold pendant, a bottle of vodka, a bottle of liqueur, and 6 bars of chocolate were taken from the apartment.
When Tetiana found out who was found guilty of the brutal murder of her loved ones, she was shocked because she knew those young men well.
I would feed them?
The murderers?
Yes. Whenever I came here to visit my sister and help her cook, they were renovating the next-door apartment at the time. I felt sorry for them as they had no time to eat properly. So I brought them food there. I didn't know they were such monsters.
I don't understand what drove them.
Yes, it's the most important question.
They seem to be out of their minds, like under the influence of something.
Does this mean that the 2 men killed a young couple and 2 defenseless children so brutally because they were in a state of alcohol or drug intoxication? This is simply mind-bending. Both murderers of the family were sentenced to life in prison.
Then I said that I had lost everything and that I didn't need anything. I simply howled at the cemetery as a wolf every day.
Later, the woman gave birth to another son, but I saw that his birth was just an attempt to bring back Yura.
It was really it.
Because of the grief she experienced, Tetiana turned into a living corpse. She can't recall 4 years of her life after the tragedy at all. She had no feelings, no desires, no emotions, only memories of Yura.
I was just a body without a soul. Whenever I opened the closet and saw his clothes in it, I would weep.
Tetiana says that it's hard not only to come to terms with the death of your child, but also to continue living after that. After her son's funeral, Tetiana even offered her husband a divorce.
He resented it and said, "What do you mean?"
Only thanks to her beloved husband could Tetiana survive her loss. And only 4 years later did the couple decide to have another child.
Since he was a boy, I wanted to have another boy. And it so happened that I became pregnant with Bodan.
My djinns say that your son doesn't even come to you in dreams because he's stuck in this apartment.
Your son's spirit is here. He's looking at you and showing a strange gesture. Like a cross. Like this.
Deaf-mute people communicate with gestures. It means I love you.
He's showing that he loves you.
This is the boy that the cards showed you at the beginning of the investigation.
We can avoid 2 deaths when I see a boy with a cross on his heart. And this gesture is similar to a cross. But whose 2 lives do we have to save?
It was about the lives of Anna and your grandson, Roman. This is all about your son.
A child like him should become an angel because he's little. He was murdered brutally. But he's still here. Why won't he leave?
My djinns are telling me the boy must find peace near the yellow flowers.
What color are the flowers on his grave?
Yellow.
We need to go to the cemetery.
However, Elena, the owner of the apartment, can't go with the psychics due to some personal issues.
I have nobody to babysit.
Elena, don't worry. The boy's spirit won't harm you. We will do everything to release him as soon as possible. Here are the yellow flowers. The boy's spirit has to say goodbye to you here. Your son must receive wings. He must become the guardian angel of your grandson. This is why little Roman also finds himself in danger all the time. His angel was supposed to be Tetiana's son. But because the boy is attached to the place of his death, he can't do this.
Both Anna and little Roman had the same problem with their guardian angels, who for some reason couldn't protect them.
Your grandmother will only become an angel when she helps Tetiana's son. This is her mission, after which she will be given her wings. But we need to find out what is keeping the boy in this world. Just a moment. My djinns say that all this is happening because of the woman who bound the child to the window.
And that woman is you. You, Tetiana.
I see a picture of you standing under the windows of the apartment where the murder took place and staring into them. You constantly do this.
Yes.
And every time you call your son.
Yes, of course I called him. I came here every day. Every day I cried, talked, and asked for forgiveness.
Your son's spirit doesn't bear a grudge against you, but your love is holding him back. He keeps standing by the window because he knows that you're still coming to call him. Because of this, he can't become an angel, and this hurts him. Anna's grandmother is supposed to help him, and therefore can't protect her granddaughter. and Alina sees terrible dreams and feels an otherworldly presence in her apartment. Maternal love is the strongest feeling, and it is what keeps the boy in this world. After all, Tatiana has not yet accepted her son's death. She can't let him go.
I felt sorry for Mom. She cried so bitterly. She would get hysterical, and we had to calm her down. We gave her injections to help her keep herself together.
The connection between a mother and her child lasts even after death. They feel each other, even being in different worlds.
You keep him attached here like he's tied with a rope. Let go of the rope and let him fly.
We have to summon the boy's spirit to show him his grave. And only at the grave can I perform a ritual so that he can finally pass into the afterlife. Are you ready?
I am.
Now you have to call your son here for the last time. Tell him how much you love him and say goodbye.
Yura, my dear boy. Forgive me, son. Don't be mad at me, my little sunshine. I let you go. I wish you to be well. I release you.
Your son can finally go to the other world. Now he has wings.
My soul even feels lighter now.
Now he will visit you in your dreams, just as you hoped. And your grandson will be under protection.
Thank you so much for helping me.
Anna, now your grandmother can finally become your guardian angel. And Alina and her little daughter will not be afraid of their own home because the boy's spirit has gone to heaven.
I'm so incredibly happy. I just want to rejoice.
Bloodbath in a quiet village on the first day of Great Lent. Bloodied metal flowers and the symbol of Virgin Mary. Don't miss out. The psychics will reveal the truth about the deadly ritual. You are watching Psychic Investigations, where only true shocking stories are gathered. People who call themselves clairvoyants unravel mysterious paranormal phenomena and solve the most resonant criminal cases. In this episode, the psychics begin their investigation at a little house in a Ukrainian village. The owner of the house, Natalia Petruk, has been afraid to even enter its yard for some time now. In March 2017, some bloodthirsty beast started a massacre here in which he murdered her 21-year-old daughter Victoria and father Ivan.
The entire floor was covered in blood, and it's still there. I can't make myself come and wash it. I simply can't.
The house in which the two bodies were found belonged to Natalia's father. The man sustained 8 stab wounds and had his throat slashed. His granddaughter Victoria had 18 wounds, and her head was almost severed. There was no trace of the murder weapon, and what it might have been is still a mystery.
The neighbor called the police. When she entered the house, she saw the victim lying on the bed. Her body was covered in blood. The investigators found the body of the victim's grandfather in the corridor of the house's summer kitchen.
I was at work then. Victoria phoned me at about 1 in the afternoon and said she was going to her grandfather's to cook for him.
But less than an hour later, the woman received a call from her cousin, who lives in the same village. She told her the terrible news. Even experienced detectives' hair stood on end from what they saw. The woman's little daughter, Emilia, was standing next to her mother's bloodied body.
They found her standing next to her mother, holding her by her knees.
Natalia is doing the best she can to be a new mother to the girl. The woman keeps the videos of little Emilia that Victoria made, as this is the only way the girl can hear her mother's voice.
I miss her so much. Why was my sister murdered so brutally? Did she do anything wrong?
After Victoria graduated from a culinary school, she gave birth to Amelia. Even though her relationship with the girl's father got sour, the young mother didn't give up. She dreamed that after her maternity leave ended, she and her daughter would move to a city where she would be a chief at a restaurant.
She was already searching for a place to work after the leave.
Natalia lived in another village with her 2 daughters and granddaughter. But Victoria and Amelia would often come to visit their grandpa. The murder happened on the first day of the Great Lent. Most locals had come back home from the church by that time, but nobody saw or heard nothing.
The murderer can be anywhere, but nobody knows who it was.
The reason why the bloody double murder is still unknown. The investigators attempted several versions, but all of them failed. The psychics are Natalia's only hope to find the cold-blooded murderer who took the lives of her dearest people.
Please, help me find who murdered my father and daughter.
The local police also asked the psychics for help.
We are interested in the psychic's help in the investigation of such a resonant murder.
The strongest psychics of the project, Olena Kurilova and Zhanna Pasinkova, take up the case.
This is the victim's photo.
I see the murderer leave a mark on their victim, somewhere on her face.
Blood traces looking like some kind of mark were found on the victim's forehead.
It looks like the sign of Virgo on the horoscope.
Victoria was born in late November, and she was a Sagittarius. But why did the murderer leave such a strange mark on her forehead?
I see a strange vision. A dark room, and Victoria sits in front of a mirror in it. In the reflection, I see a man next to her, despite there's nobody around her. The man seems to be from another reality.
Could she be using the mirror to summon a spirit?
I don't know.
I see a picture. A young woman stands holding flowers to her chest. Yellow. The flowers are yellow. There's blood on her body. Then the flowers become metal, and she falls dead.
The next morning, the victim's family and friends, as well as the local law enforcers, wait for the psychics in the yard where the murder happened.
Thank you so much for coming.
Be strong, okay?
I'm Victoria, Victoria's friend.
Volodymyr.
Are you the detective in charge of the investigation?
Yes. We hope you can help us find who committed the murder.
We need to get into the house. The murderer was motivated by information that made him want to kill. The man enters the house. They argue. It's something personal. She knew him. At that moment, I heard a child crying. Victoria's little daughter started crying when she heard the adults quarrel. The mother ran to her child, and the murderer hurried after her. He seems to change. His eyes look like they're glazed, and he starts behaving like a beast. I see something glittering. She dashes there because this is where the girl's cot was.
Yes, yes.
This is where he stabbed her the first time.
The pattern of the traces suggests that the conflict most probably indeed started there, at the threshold.
She fights back. She feels great pain. She's bleeding.
Yes, her arms were slashed.
The murder weapon resembles a knife.
The weapon used was a flat, sharpened object with a tip, resembling a knife. It had some chips and dents on its surface.
The murderer brought it with him, and then he took it away afterward.
This is true. Indeed, all the knives that were in the household remained in place.
There was the murderer's bloody trace here. I mean his footstep.
Right. We found footprints on the site.
The murderer was very tall.
The shoe size was approximately 44 or 45.
The police managed to find the approximate height of the murderer. He's about 1.8 to 2 meters tall.
I am certain the murderer took away something.
He takes the thing he came for, but you can't sell it for money.
I don't even know what it could be.
The investigators say nothing valuable was taken, so they had to reject the version of a robbery.
Let's also take the path he took. I feel the murderer left something in the house. It's something tiny. Fits in a hand, and it has a cross on it.
We found a prospheron.
Next to the victim's body, the investigators found a prospheron, bread used for communion in the Orthodox Church. But Natalia says neither her daughter nor her father were at the church that morning. Their neighbors didn't bring them anything either.
It's unimaginable. Could it have something to do with the strange mark the murderer left on the victim's forehead?
He walked. He went over there. He hurried.
There are two paths leading out of the yard. One leads to the center of the village, and the other to the mud road that runs through the field and to the highway. The clairvoyant claims the murderer took the path through the fields, which people use rarely. Could it be why nobody saw him in broad daylight?
He didn't finish what he intended. This is somehow connected with blood.
I see him on the road next to a long building. There's cattle inside it.
There is a farm in that direction.
It's in another village.
The clairvoyants walk across the field towards the local farm, which is right outside the village.
Here, this puddle. He bends down to wash his hands.
We asked the locals, and they saw a man next to the puddle.
The prints of size 45 shoes, similar to those from the house, were indeed found on the road, leading from the site of the murder to the local farm.
Washing his hands, he feels hatred toward his victim. Who could hate her so much?
I consulted the cards, and I couldn't believe my eyes. The mother loved the man who wronged her daughter. The man you loved hurt your daughter. And the worst thing is that he raped her.
Zhanna, wait. She wasn't raped.
No traces were found.
I don't mean the moment of the murder. I mean when she was little and went to the 4th or 5th grade.
Yes, it's true. My second husband did this.
Natalia was married twice. Several years after her marriage with Victoria's father broke up, the woman met another man, Sergei. She got pregnant and gave birth to another daughter. But when she returned home from the hospital, she was shocked to hear what her elder daughter told her.
She said, "Mom, Dad's harassing me."
Natalia initially thought the girl was making things up. But only 2 years later did she discover what was really going on in her family.
He didn't do it just once.
Yes.
She told me that. She was worried a lot. She said, "I told my mom, but she doesn't care."
2 years later, she came to me in tears and said, "Mom, make him leave or I'll do something to myself." So I spoke to him and he left. Later, she told me, "I'll never forgive you for that."
After Natalia made the beast leave, he tried to come back and reconcile. 2 people didn't want him to come back. They were your daughter and...
Dad.
And they were both murdered. What's his height?
He's tall.
And what size shoes does he wear?
About 45?
Yes.
I see handcuffs.
He's an ex-convict.
Did you check Sergei?
She didn't give such evidence before. We may verify the version at a later time in accordance with the established procedure.
After the investigation, the detectives checked Natalia's ex-husband. It turned out he had a solid alibi.
At that moment, I realized that the murderer was heading toward a predefined location. We need to go there. I feel this is where the murderer was heading.
A star like this. And a circle.
It's a pentagram.
Yes, we found a pentagram.
Later on, our expert spoke to the policeman who was among those who found the mysterious metal object.
Our search dog brought us here. Right here, we found the metal object, the so-called pentagram.
Hold on. Was this a ritual murder?
The star, the circle, and the flowers. I feel like they're arranged in the corners.
At the beginning of the investigation, Zhanna mentioned the flowers she'd seen in her vision.
They're like daffodils.
The pentagram had flower-shaped candle holders on each tip of the star.
The murderer made this, and he'd bought it over here, preparing for the murder. It's not an accident that he decorated the pentagram with daffodils. These flowers had a specific meaning for this particular ritual.
You can often see daffodils in pictures of the Virgin Marie because they represent purity and virility. He wanted to clean his victim. It's an altar. Was there a cup there?
Yes, there was one.
The object had traces of wax on its surface. Also, a little plate was found there. It was obvious something had been burned on it. And it bore traces. They were barely visible reddish stains of something that looked like blood.
This is what the murderer took out of the house. The thing you can't sell for money. It's Victoria's blood.
The cards showed me tree upturned rods. It meant the plan that was interrupted. The ritual was supposed to be carried out at a cemetery a few days to a week before the actual murder. But something interrupted the murderer's plans, and he decided to conduct the ritual here. When I tuned in to the reason for the murder, the cards showed me jealousy and a broken relationship. A friend who cares for your daughter. He buys something for her and brings her different presents. Do you know who it could be?
Andre. Yes, she knew a man with this name.
Victoria started communicating with Andre after she broke up with Emilia's father. She told her friends she loved how the young man treated her daughter.
Where is Andre now? Do you know where he lives or works?
Yes.
According to the police, Andre works in the neighboring town at a garage complex. The clairvoyants don't waste time and go there.
But there's nobody there. I felt the man involved in Victoria's murder often visited that place. We needed to talk to Andre.
The following day, the psychics returned to the same complex to talk to Andre. There are other things keeping the police investigators from joining them. So, the psychics told them they would call them by phone.
When we approached the garage, we saw a man. He turned out to be Victoria's friend Andre.
He's locking the door.
We saw you enter. Can you talk to us?
No. I don't want a crowd here.
Andre, let's talk without the cameras.
Andre, do you know these people? Do you know Victoria's mother?
I do.
Did you love her?
Yes.
It was love. It was true love.
Yes.
The cards told me that at some moment, Andre's attitude to the woman he loved changed drastically. What did you discover? Was it something about another man? Or many other men?
Well, yes.
And then I again saw the picture from my vision. A man in the reflection next to the woman. I only then realized that the man from another reality was not a spirit. He was a real person, while the reality was virtual. The mirror from my vision was a computer screen. It looked like a Skype conversation.
She earns money for undressing in front of the camera.
I know this.
She worked online, communicating with men and receiving money out of them.
Most probably, Victoria was involved in web modeling, a popular form of making money online. This business is built on a model taking to people on a web chat, usually undressing and receiving money to her bank card.
It turned out Victoria often told her friends she was struggling financially. No employer was willing to hire her, a young mother on a maternity leave, and her salary wasn't enough. According to Victoria's family, she spent all her money on her daughter because she wanted Emilia to have the best things.
You're infuriated. You shout at her, saying, "Do you want more money?"
Yes, I did it. I won't even try to reject it.
You were shouting at her, holding a knife in your hand, and you hit the table with your fist. Did this happen?
It's strange. Why won't the man answer? And what does it all mean?
Victoria told me that once he took a knife and knocked on the table violently.
I saw Andrei walking around a cemetery, and most importantly, the cards told me he'd invited Victoria there with him.
I didn't invite her there.
Victoria's sister heard her phone conversation with Andrei.
He called Victoria and invited her for a walk. She asked him, where, and he said, to the cemetery.
The pentagram we found was connected with Victoria's murder.
So what?
Look, he's a blacksmith.
Can you make metal flowers?
No.
Andrei shared photographs of his metal creations on his social media. Among them was a daffodil-shaped candle holder, very similar to the one the police found on the pentagram.
I saw Andrei wearing a priest gown. What meaning does the church have in your life? Are you Christian?
Yes, I've been a Palama for 10 years now.
The coincidences are very weird, you see? A tall man. What size shoes do you wear? Is it 45, yes?
I didn't do it.
You visited her the same day. Why?
Do you mean her village? I wasn't there.
But after the investigation by the psychics, Katerina Malichenko found an interview of Andrei's grandmother in one of the local newspapers. In it, the woman claimed that on the day of the murder, her grandson was in the village.
I own a house in that village. On the day murder happened, Andrei went there.
It seems the psychics managed to make the man involuntarily confess of what he'd done.
You won't find anything. If the police found nothing, you won't either. You are not that strong.
Natalia, be brave.
Thank you. I think the police will consider this information.
The psychics provided all the information they could find to the detectives so that the murderer could be punished for what he did. A ruthless maniac is out hunting. Can the psychics stop the serial killer? Don't miss out. The clairvoyants will come to the den of the beast. One of the Ukrainian towns are asking the psychics for help. The people want the clairvoyants to investigate the murder of a 13-year-old boy. All his neighbors knew and liked Stas Boyko. But somebody knocked the boy on his head, strangled and undressed him, and then threw the body into a river.
He was buried on his 14th birthday.
The tragedy occurred during the summer vacation. Stas left his home at midday, telling his mom he was going to see his friend Vlad. However, he never made it there. When the boy didn't come back home when he was supposed to, his mother started dialing his mobile. But the phone was off. The family got worried. All the neighborhood went to search for the boy.
2 local fishermen found the boy's body in the river the next day.
I saw it over there where the stick is sticking out. There was a human body floating.
The teenage boy's skull was broken in several places, and there was a trace of a rope on his neck. The forensics concluded that Stas died in the afternoon of the same day he disappeared.
The boy's clothes were never found. The police searched the area around the river but didn't find anything.
Most likely, the killer took the victim's clothes because he thought there might be biological traces on them.
But who and why murdered the 13-year-old boy? Where did Stas meet his murderer? And how did his body end up in the river 5 kilometers away from his home?
The local investigators passed the case onto the regional prosecutor's office. It is very strange. As a rule, highly important cases, such as those involving serial killers or pedophile maniacs, go further.
Two of the most powerful psychics of the project, Khayal Alekperov and Zhanna take up the investigation into Stas Boyko's death. I see two girls. They look alike, like they're sisters. They have fair hair and pretty faces. One of them says, "Find 2 masks." One of them cries, and the other laughs. The murderer hides behind them.
I feel the smell of burning, like a bonfire. The murderer could possibly be connected with fire.
My jinns are also showing me fire, and in it, there's the burning letter B. Or it might be the Cyrillic V. Is it possible that the murderer's name begins with it? Stas's mother and aunt, whose name is also Oksana, are waiting in front of the house in which the boy lived. Their neighbors are also there. Hello.
Hello.
Hello? Thank you for coming. I want to know who killed my son and why they did it.
Stas. He's pulling you by your coat like this. Mom, I wasn't supposed to pass away. You can't live without me. I know it's hard for you.
Stas was the eldest among the 6 children in the family. His father is always at work, so the boy was his mother's right hand.
He always tried to help.
He said, "I want my mom and dad to be proud of me." And he always did everything. He helped her a lot.
The entire town was shocked to learn of the boy's death. His mother even developed problems with the skin of her face because of the stress. People can't understand who and why murdered the 13-year-old teenager so brutally.
A man takes something from him, and I hear a phrase, "If I lose it, Mom's going to kill me."
He took my phone. My husband bought it for me as a present.
The attacker took away the phone from your son, but it wasn't his main goal. I can't see his true motive yet. Zhanna, we need to see the place where Stas's body was found. The boy was still alive when he was here. He was murdered right in this place. The man, the murderer, had been watching him from the moment he left home, and then he knocked him on his head. He strangles the boy, undresses him, and throws his body in the river. And he takes boy's clothes away. To know who and why killed Stas, we needed to contact the boy's spirit.
The kitten appeared out of nowhere. It was so unexpected. Nobody knew where it came from.
I'm still astonished.
This is the boy's soul. The spirit is showing me the murderer. It's a man of average height. He's short-haired, and his hairline is receding. And now your son's spirit says, "Look, I'm not alone." There's one more spirit. It's a young woman.
There was a young woman of 21 who was killed a month before Stas.
During the Kupala night.
Dasha was murdered first, and then was Stas.
It's horrifying. Another bloody murder in such a short period of time. Zhanna, Dasha is pointing at her head. She was murdered in the same manner as Stas. She was knocked on her head.
Yes, but she wasn't strangled. That's the only difference.
The young woman's name was Dasha Ozarko. A month before her death, she graduated from a college and started working at one of the banks in the town. On the day of her murder, Dasha, Ala, and Ala's boyfriend went to the park to celebrate the Kupala night.
We went there at about 8 in the evening. We stopped to talk to the people we knew, but most of the time there were just 3 of us.
Ala, as far as I understand, you and Dasha separated before she was attacked.
I went to dance to the last song, but when I came back, Dasha was nowhere to be found. I dialed her, and we heard her phone ringing.
Dasha's phone ringtone came from the bushes.
I didn't recognize her immediately because she was all bloodied. The clothes, I only recognized her by the clothes.
According to Ala, she and her boyfriend found Dasha's body on the side of the path, along which people were walking. Given the fact that her mobile wasn't stolen, the investigators rejected the version of a robbery.
As the examination further revealed, Dasha hadn't been raped either. The motive for the murder still remains unknown. Who and why took the life of the young woman? Now your son's spirit is mentioning a secret. The secret connects Stas and Dasha.
He knew her, and he saw her when she was alive.
I can't tell it.
Wait. Stas's spirit is showing me another young woman. She's also dead. She looks very much like Dasha. Has anybody else been murdered in this town recently?
I don't know.
To find the murderer, we needed to know who the 3rd victim was, and what secret connected Dasha and Stas.
We need to meet Dasha's family. It turned out that Dasha lived some 500 meters from the park where she was murdered.
I am Alexander, Dasha's father.
Give me Dasha's photo, please. Tell me, do you know what could connect Dasha and Stas?
The age gap between them was big enough. He was 13 while she was 21.
It was the Kupala night celebration. There were plenty of people there, and most of them were young, so I assumed that Dasha could meet Stas at the celebration.
When we mentioned that Dasha had been murdered, Stas said, "Mom, I was there." And then he suddenly went silent and didn't say anything else. After that, he tried to avoid this topic.
The card of the victim and the card of the witness. He didn't simply see Dasha at the celebration. He saw her being murdered.
This is shocking. Is it possible that Stas was killed as a witness to the young woman's murder?
When we know who killed Dasha, we will know Stas's murderer. We must go to the site where Dasha was murdered.
It's not far from here.
I hear the voice of another young woman who I'd seen in the same vision as Dasha. She keeps saying, "Find 2 masks. One of them laughs and the other cries." The murderer hides behind them. And now she says, she'll show us the masks. Zhanna Pasinkova goes to the site of Dasha's murder. Khayal, Alekperov goes where his feelings are leading him. We need to turn left and then right. The psychic stops the van next to a building. The masks are supposed to be here, but where are they? The building seems to be in the process of renovation, but what are the masks supposed to be? Excuse me, tell me please, what kind of building is it, and were there any masks in it?
Yes, they were. It's a house of culture.
It's incredible, but we found the photos of the House of Culture before the renovation. There was an old bas-relief of 2 theater masks standing for tragedy and comedy on its facade. We need to go there. The spirit is showing this way. The psychic dives into the shrub. We are scared, but we still go after him. The clairvoyant stops at an abandoned building. Look at the signature here. You will find your death here, if you believe in God. It was written by the murderer. This is his hiding place. It later turned out that this is the building of an abandoned children's summer camp. According to the psychic, Dasha and Stas's murderer visited this place. But why did he do it? And who is he? Meanwhile, Zhanna Pasinkova reaches the site of Dasha's murder.
A man did this. He's a beast. He knocks her with something he holds in his hand. You can find this thing anywhere. It's something heavy.
A stone?
Blood pours out of her head.
The murderer is connected to occultism. My book says both victims were murdered at big Christian feasts.
Dasha was murdered early on the 7th of July and Stas on the 2nd of August. The 7th of July is the birthday of John the Baptist, and the 2nd of August is the day of a biblical prophet Elijah.
These were ritual murders. It's unbelievable. Does this mean that the maniac is also a religious fanatic? But who is he, and where can he be found? The young woman's spirit is pointing at the 2nd floor. Can we climb there? We held our breath. However, it was impossible to climb to the attic, as there were neither stairs nor a ladder anywhere near. What is this noise? Everyone is seriously scared. We're in the woods, and it's dark. Who's making the noise? Is anybody else also here? Look, a ladder. The woman's spirit gave me the sign to climb there. Put the ladder over here. I felt there was a clue in the attic. The murderer had left there something that could help us identify him.
Did you hurt your leg?
Help me get up. It hurts a lot.
Somebody shoved the ladder. The moment it fell, I saw a sturdy, gray-haired man. He looked like he was burning in flames. I didn't know who he was, but it was he who pushed the ladder to not let me climb in there. I don't feel well. I see terrifying visions of what the murderer saw. This is awful. There are more victims than we think.
Do you mean we're at the maniac's den?
I saw the man make sacrifice to the element of fire. The maniac was burning the clothes of his victims. It was the clue.
I was consulting the cards at the site of Dasha's murder, and I kept getting the card of the person obsessed with the idea of revenge. But who was the target of his revenge, and for what purpose?
I decided not to attempt climbing to the attic anymore, not to put the crew at threat. It would be better if the police searched the place during the day. The woman's spirit is showing me a white cross against a purple background. She says it has all the answers. It's connected with religion. I'll try to draw it. The crew immediately send the picture to the project's detective. It's possible she can find out what the symbol means. Khayal calls his colleague. Zhanna, these were ritual murders. And the victims are more than 3, and the unknown young woman whose spirit visited me together with the spirits of the boy and Dasha is also his victim. She died first, and the murderer has been punished for it. He started his bloody path about 20 or 25 years ago. Zhanna, I'm sorry. I've got another call. Don't hang up.
What you drew is the symbol of Seventh-day Adventists.
Is there church anywhere in the town?
Yes, I found the address.
Thank you. The clairvoyants arrive at the address, but the door's locked. I feel the murderer's energy in this building. He used to live here. He's a stranger in your town. He was invited by somebody who frequently visits this place, and the Unonyung woman, the first victim, she wasn't local either. She was from a different region.
Nobody knows.
The murderer is obsessed with fire. He burns something all the time. And if he didn't burn the clothes of his victims, he hid them in his den. We can't even imagine how many lives the beast has taken away. I've just had a vision of another dead boy. He was local, he had dark hair, and was of the same age as Stas.
This is the 12-year-old Ilya Makarov. The boy used to live not far from the church, with which, according to the clairvoyants, the murderer is connected. Ilya Makarov disappeared on the 22nd of May, 2016.
It's unbelievable, but the 22nd of May is another Christian feast, Nicholas the Wonder Worker's Day. But why is he killing children and teenagers on Christian feasts? Who doesn't like Christians? Pagans. And then I realized that the sturdy gray-haired man in the flames who prevented me from climbing to the den's attic was one of the pagan gods. The pagans believed Dazbog and Svarog to be the most powerful among their gods. They are the gods of the sun and celestial fire. These gods don't want us to stop the murderer because the maniac makes sacrifices to honor them.
He won't stop killing.
I found the contact information of the pastor. He must know all his parishioners.
The murderer is a man of the average height. He's short-haired and his hairline is receding. His name starts with B or V. When Katerina described the man we were looking for, the pastor recalled a man named Volodymyr.
How did you meet Volodymyr?
I pay visits to the penal colony, where I give services and bring people the word of God. Volodymyr was among the inmates.
Serhiy says that Volodymyr was imprisoned for a murder.
Who did he murder?
It was his third sentence. Volodymyr killed a girl, a university student.
The man's 2 previous sentences were for a robbery and an arson, and the third time he went to prison for the murder of a university student from other town. Her name was Ruslana. The beast broke her head, just like he did with Stas and Dasha.
At that moment, I thought it was the young woman Khayal Alekperov constantly mentioned.
In total, Volodymyr spent 25 years of his life in prison, and he was released recently.
How come Volodymyr settled to live in your church after the release?
I asked the church's elders if he could stay and guard the building. They gave their permission. And so he settled here.
Serhiy confesses that after the release, Volodymyr changed dramatically. He was cheerful and calm in prison, but once he was free, his behavior became strange.
Then we began seeing bonfires over the fence. Somebody was burning some bed sheets and clothes, and the smoke was acrid. And then we realized it was he. I had never met anybody like him before. He believes in Dazbog. You know, all this paganism and idol worshipping. In the past, people used to worship Dazbog and make sacrifices to him.
Serhiy says that Volodymyr was a fanatical pagan, and he even preached his faith in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. As a result, he was eventually expelled.
Did he live in the town?
There's an abandoned building in the city where homeless people hang out. He was there.
It looks like it could be the place that Khayal Alekperov found.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We didn't even think to connect all those murders.
Later, the investigators found Volodymyr's belongings in the attic of the abandoned building found by Khayal Alekperov. They also found the clothes of Dasha, Stas, and Ilya Makarov. In the maniac's den, the investigators also found a calendar in which Volodymyr marked several dates. These were the days when the victims disappeared. The maniac was arrested.
After the investigation by the psychics, the prosecutor's office of this region expressed gratitude to our project.